Okie doke. Good afternoon, everyone. It's time for our monthly telepracticing session. And today we're going to be focusing on services for students with AAC needs. So we have some tools and demos and things to review to help you all feel a little bit more comfortable with that AAC population. So what do we want to learn today? We want to provide you with some more resources for targeting AAC and high needs students via telepractice. We're providing some video demonstrations of techniques, materials, and technology used to engage those students during your therapy session, and then providing some tips on preparing for a session with students and your facilitator/parent. So we have some actual student videos that we've been able to secure permission from parents that have allowed us to record their sessions. So what we're going to do today, we're going to spend some time looking at those videos, reviewing the materials that are in those demo videos, and then some takeaways from each session, some things that we wanted you to take note of, some things that we wanted you guys to see and be able to recall as you transition this into your own practice. These are some resources for targeting AAC and high needs students via telepractice. You've heard us talk in other sessions. If you've attended any other telepracticing sessions, you've heard us talk about some of these. Some of these are new. These are all, when you guys get access to this PowerPoint, these are all live links to those resources. So you can click on those links and it'll actually take you to those resources. Okay, Sally, are you ready to start going over some demos?
I sure am. Can everybody hear me all right? Okay, good. I'm going to assume no news is good news. So we're going to start with a couple of demos from a student who we were able to get permission from his mother. She was actually very excited to allow us to watch a couple of sessions with him because he's doing really well with his device. He is using a lamp PRC device with the lamp words of life, and the teacher the speech therapist is Megan Edwards, and Megan has recorded her sessions with him. I've tried to include sometimes even just the little nuances that I think are really important for us to see in how you kind of navigate from start to finish doing an AAC session with a student who has some high needs, keeping them engaged and successful in that particular session. So anyway, this is a recording of that session. I'm actually going to show you two different videos. The first one, well, first of all, let's just talk about what goals he is targeting. He has some other goals, but his AAC goals, you can see here, are listed, and you know, it's specifically targeting the core vocabulary words and then some fringe words. If you know anything about LAMP, you know that that's kind of the hierarchy that you follow, and then increasing that vocabulary using 5 different core words with 100% accuracy for 20 different requests. And he is very vocal as well as using the device. And as you will see, you know I'm speaking to speech pathologists, but you know, we often get asked by parents, you know, isn't this going to keep him from talking? But you're going to see in this session how it really facilitates his verbal language. So that's always exciting for me to see. I enjoy that. And then his other goal is using those core words to gain attention. So not just understanding the vocabulary and what they mean, but using them, especially in a small group session or individually, to gain attention. So the materials used in the first video is from Boom Learning. This is a live link that you can click on to get that, and it's a free one. It's the Bajorum, I can never say that correctly, splash deck, and you'll see how it functions. And then in video number 2, she has used a website called stormspeechtherapy.com, and they actually have some LAMP books and activities that she used. So let's go ahead and roll with demo number 1. Rhea, I'm not hearing sound. Give us just a minute, guys. Bear with us. It was working for us, but we'll have to see if we can get the sound rolling.
And it worked when we tested it when Rhea got on. So.
Okay.
There we go.
Let's do our animal. All right, Erin. Yeah. Oh, I know that hurts. You're okay. Let's do our animals. Are you ready? I see that smile. Yay! Look at the animals. Animals. Here we go. The dolphin climbed up the ladder, down the slide, and splashed into the water. Can we tell our dolphin, go up? Tell him. Wow, that was nice talking. Go up. Now can we tell the dolphin, go down? They go down. Down. Here. I'm gonna hold it. All right, tell our dolphin, say go down. Look, there, there. Can you say go? Go. Good job.
Okay, so for this, just so far, what you've seen, you can see that Megan is giving him plenty of time to respond. Mom is the facilitator, but she and Mom have had many discussions about how Mom should prompt him, how Mom can help him during this session. And it's a really great trio there. And you'll start to see that even more as the video progresses. But that's the one thing I want to call to your attention right off the bat, is that she's giving him plenty of time and keeping the mouse moving and keeping action in front of him so that he's still engaged.
Oh. Oh. Up. Sorry, Sally. Somehow I clicked us back to the beginning.
It's okay. It's all right. These videos take a lot of data, so they take a while to get them loaded back to where we were.
Hold on, Sally. I'm just going to reshare here.
Yeah, sometimes that's the ticket.
So Mary, would you turn off your video, please? Your camera. Thank you.
Sorry.
That's okay.
So while we're waiting for this to load, this is a really simple, actually, boom card, and I'm finding that a lot of the boom learning cards and activities are pretty simple for therapists to navigate. So you're not having to bring up multiple windows, you're not having to, find different ways for the student to interact. And so that's why I really think that this works really well for him, because it has kind of an immediate cause and effect, and then it gives him the ability to hear some just real simple verbal models that he can repeat. And like I said, you're going to see that sometimes it's before he finds it on his device and sometimes it's after, but he's giving quite a bit of verbal imitation during the session. Thank you all for your patience. We will resume in just a minute.
So Sonia, do you want to turn off your camera so you won't be in the recording? It's all right. It's all right.
Okay, and we're back. Sorry about that. Okay, here we go.
Okay, it's right there. No. Yeah, he has to go down. Good looking. Down.
Down, go down. Nice job. I love the way you looked at the screen to see where it was. Good. Wow,
You did, yeah, you're correct. Mm-hmm. Right. All right, here's our info. Down.
Oh, thank you. Down. All right, let's go back to Panda. Oh, it won't let me. Oh, no.
Now you can, I'll use this opportunity to just chime in here real quick that you didn't get to hear him, but he actually said panda. So she's trying to get it back to the panda. Now this is how Megan has had enough practice with this that she's trying to get it back. This particular boom card doesn't let you go back, so you're going to see her kind of open it up new, but she's talking to him the whole time about, it won't let me. Why won't it let me do it? And so he's staying engaged, even though she's having a little hiccup. And guess what? We just demonstrated for you how you can have hiccups with when you're sharing things, because internet is not always reliable. Most of the time it is, but sometimes we can have these little glitches or a glitch in the system, and you just have to be able to roll with it and still keep that language going.
Oh, shoot fire, Sally.
It's just not wanting to be cooperative, is it?
It's just a big video.
Yeah. We may have to abandon this one and try the shorter one that's next. I can just go over what happened in this one, Rhea, and then we can try to do the next one if you want.
Yeah, let me try and let this one load back up here.
Okay.
You guys amaze me at how calm you are.
Well,
I get so flustered when stuff like this happens, but you just, you guys, I can tell you've done it a while. So this is good information for us to realize that it's okay, and you just make it work.
that's right. That's right. So, okay, yeah. So we'll just go ahead and show video 2. It's with the same student. This is an activity that he's doing that actually has the icons on his device underneath the story pictures, and so he really seemed to be excited and enjoyed this one because the icons are the same. So we'll go ahead and roll that one, hopefully.
There you go.
Look, you remember, huh? You know, you're so smart. Around.
And yeah, there you go. Put it in. Nice job.
Fine.
We just needed just some reminders. Here we go. Put it on. You put on the crown.
Put. Okay. It is. What it is? Look, there.
It's, are you saying it is on? It is on. Right. Put it on.
Aaron, what's going on? Come here. What do you need?
That was nice trying, Aaron. You said put it in. That was this one. Put it in.
Job.
Yeah, put it on.
Bring it on. On. On.
Yeah.
There you go.
And all right, here's our put it in. Would you like to listen to? Do you need a listen break?
On your feet.
Oops. Play, Daniel. Yay. Play.
What you need?
Play, Daniel. Play, Daniel.
Play. Daniel.
Oh, play Daniel Tiger. Okay, play Daniel Tiger.
So you can see there that she anticipated that he was starting to shut down a little bit on her. And so she already had the music video for Daniel Tiger keyed up because she knows that that's something he enjoys. And she is just sharing her browser so she can toggle back and forth between the different websites that she has pulled up on her browser. And that keeps that flow going and reinforces.
Forward. Forward. And back. Look right there. See, it's the same. It's the aircraft. There. Often. Very close. Very good. Forward.
Forward. Forward look like
that forward button. Away.
Woohoo! Good job. Put it away. I love how you kept at it, Erin. Nice work. Like this one when we say put bed. Put.
Right there. So you're gonna sit up.
You heard the timer, didn't you?
It's like, yes.
Yeah.
Put.
Good.
Look. 2.
I love the way you're looking.
2.
Good. Bed.
Tired. Tired.
He is tired. So close. Nice work.
Where's the bed? Do you see the bed here? Look. Look. You're silly.
Are you tired? Is that what you're telling us?
Bed. Bed.
Yeah. It's always so funny when it says bed. Yeah. Oh, so silly.
Okay, so there's a couple of things that I want us to take away from this video. And then Rhea, if you could back up to that other slide from video 1, just so I make sure I don't miss anything from that takeaway.
While you talk, Sally, I'm going to get it queued up, but I'm going to mute.
Okay. Sounds good. The other thing I do want to say is that those videos, that when you record videos, and we're going to talk about that in a minute, how helpful that can be, they record better than what you guys were seeing. Okay, so when you hit record on your session, what I watched when I created this PowerPoint was very clear. I could hear everything, but I think in the process of uploading it to a PowerPoint and then sharing it with all of you, there was some glitching in and out of the sound. So it was a little bit harder to hear some of the things that he said, but he was interactive, and I want us to remember that Megan gave him plenty of time to respond and for mom to help if need be. But like I said, she and mom or the facilitator, be it an aide at school or whatever, you know, that person is going to be on the same page with you, hopefully. And you're going to have those conversations ahead of time about what you want their assistance with and what you know, how long should they wait before they prompt and help. So those are those conversations that need to be had ahead of time. And then the other thing is to notice that he, when he started to lose interest or when he started to maybe get frustrated, she immediately had something that is of interest to him to bring onto the screen to give him a little brain break or give him a little listening break, as she called it, and then go right back. So she tried not to use too many words. We know that anyway in AAC, you know, bombarding students with too much of our own talk doesn't always help, but especially when you're coming across over the computer, it's easy to talk over people. It's easy because there's sometimes a little delay. You just want to be very careful that you are giving enough prompts without talking too much. And I know for me, part of the reason I went into speech therapy is because I love to talk, but you know, we want to find that balance there. Okay, Rhea, I think I'm ready for that next slide, unless you want to see if this will play.
Oh, that's beautiful talking. Yay! Go down. Pretty
Can you put go?
Wow.
Go. Up.
Oh, good job. Go up.
Doing this.
Now it's time to go down. They go down.
Excited. Excited.
Oh my goodness. Me too.
Where's go? Can you open your eyes and see? Look. Where's it? Oh, you know. Go. Did you see that? You know, huh? Look, it's right there. Yeah, it has to go down. You're looking. Down.
Down, go down. Nice job. I love the way you looked at the screen to see where it was. Good. Wow, Erin.
You did, yeah. You're correct. Right.
All right, here's our info.
Down.
Oh, thank you. Down. All right, let's go back to Panda. Oh, it won't let me. Oh no. Oh no. Here, let's do this. Let's see. We can't get back to the panda. Let's see. See you soon. We're not done. Here's our panda. Oh, I did tell you. I thought you wanted pandas. Finger family. All right. Erin, I'm really proud of you.
You can say play. Play. Music.
You did a nice job saying music. Play music. Nice word. No,
Down.
Yay! Go down. Splash into the water or the pool, like you said earlier, the pool. All right, Erin, would you like to sing Old MacDonald? Old MacDonald had a farm. You want shoes?
Old MacDonald did not have shoes. He did not have shoes on his farm.
Oh, are you talking about shoes because you want to play with your shoes?
Yes.
Yeah, I know. Right, Erin, I'm really, really proud of you, friend. You had some good talking today.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, you want your shoes.
Yes.
I know. But we're all done now. So good.
You're all done.
So isn't he a cutie? I mean, just really was engaging, lots of imitation there. And, you know, Megan treated every attempt that he made with either activating a vocabulary word on his device or with his verbal speech, treating it as if it was intentional. And it may very well have been some of those, but even if it wasn't, she just took that and elaborated on it and treated it as if it was intentional. And I think that that's so important. So what can we take away? Before beginning a session, you must be prepared and have your screen and materials queued up and ready to share, and make sure that you've at least run through it or part of it once, so that you know how it functions and you know how to close it and you know how to reopen it. Those kinds of things are so important. You must have a facilitator or parent close by, and they must be, like I said, kind of on the same page with you as to when to prompt and how to assist. Prior to and during the session, if needed, you can coach the facilitator regarding ways to prompt and assist. This mama is a natural at this and is very comfortable, and they have been working together for a while. But you know, you might find a parent that's very unsure of themselves, or a facilitator about how to help. So just always making sure you have those conversations. And then I thought Megan did a great job of giving feedback to her student using varied intonation, keeping it positive, and yet still not, again, not speaking too much, and but keeping it light and fun. So and then the second video, I've got a couple of takeaways from that one, Rhea. Again, what I talked about, responding as if every attempt is intentional, even if you're not quite sure. Prompting and reinforcing by stating what the student did well. I love how she said, hey, I love how you looked at your screen. I love how you used your eyes to find that. Keep the flow and be prepared to shift gears depending on student response and interest. I know you know all these things, but doing it virtually is a little bit of a shift. So this is just some friendly reminders. All right. Also, student participation, tolerance, and or interest can change each session. As you saw, the first session was different than the second session. So being aware of that. With AA students especially, it's beneficial to have a listening break activity ready. I had a student who loved Curious George, so we did that quite frequently. This little guy really likes Daniel Tiger and the Finger Family, and wasn't that great when he just spontaneously said, Finger Family? She knew exactly what he wanted. And then remember to create purposeful stops and opportunities for communication. You didn't see that as well in that first video because we had some problems, but there were definitely some opportunities there with the Finger Family where she would just stop that music and wait for him to ask for her to play the music. Okay. Our next video is from Jennifer Ball. Jennifer wasn't able to record with a student, but she really loves green screens and PowerPoints and using AAC, and has a wide range of experience with that prior to telespeech, and now does it in telespeech. So we wanted to have her, we just asked her to record a video of some of the materials that she really likes. So for this first one, I cannot share the actual materials, but I did share the green screen Facebook group that you can join, and then the materials are free inside there. So you can see, I gave you the names of the materials so you can look for them in that group.
Okay, now I'm going to quickly show you my point in speech therapy. You work with my students virtually. These two PowerPoint activities I have taken from Green Screen Speech Therapy on Facebook. The first one is a book. So I'm going to share that with you, but the creator's name was Valerie Ann, and it is a looks a flat book. So I'm going to share that, and then I'm going to go into the slideshow mode and play from start. So this Valerie Ann has made this book. I have This is not mine. I have made books before. So you can scan any book that you have physically, scan it in to your scanner and make it into a PowerPoint. Then you can add the symbols. If these aren't your student symbols, if they're using a different where picture, you can probably, if you have this copy, you can probably adjust it and change your picture. But this is a great example of how you can use other people's activities or how you can make your own and use your symbols. And this gives a great visual for your student so that they know what the picture is supposed to look like, so that the teacher, the aide, the parent, whoever is helping them can also know. So it just goes straight through the book. Where Spot? And the student can say where and find a dog or whatever other icon that you have for Spot. And so this one's ellipsa flap. So it's going to be great for working on spatial concepts and also yes and no questions. So is he behind the door? Your student can go and find behind, the symbol that is behind for them. And then also open, the open symbol, because you're going to open the door. And then inside, is he behind the door? Yes, no. And the student can find yes or no. Keep in mind that if your student is not at this level yet and is just working on yes and no, you can still do this book with your yes and no symbols. So it goes through the whole book, and you can make your own again with the same concepts. So I have another one that is a PowerPoint activity that someone has just made. It is not a book, and it is called Muddy Animals, and I'm getting that loaded for you, and I'll just go ahead and tell you. It is by Amy. I'm going to butcher her last name, but it's on here. Let me go up to the start. Amy Gostomelski. And it was also from the Facebook green screen group. Again, I'm going to play it from start. Now this one happens to be an animated PowerPoint video or an animated PowerPoint. So it's interactive, and your student can work on using 3 symbols. So this one is duck, jump in. You hit your PowerPoint screen and the duck's going to jump in, and then you have duck is dirty. Then, of course, the duck's dirty. What has to happen? What happens to the duck? Get in bath. And then once he's in the bath, you hit it again. Duck is clean. So here you go as another example of how you can use symbols, your students' symbols, and give them a visual virtually. So this one is great because it's repetitious, and the only thing that changes is the animal. You have the same 4 words throughout. So those are a couple of activities that you can use that I found. I found these activities through Facebook Green Screen Speech Therapy, but you can make your own using PowerPoint and sharing them. I hope that helps you guys feel more comfortable doing virtual therapy.
Okay, so what can we take away from Jennifer's demo? Tools like this can be scaled and varied to various ability levels. She showed you how, you can use the more complex vocabulary or just yes and no. PowerPoint is another powerful tool in your toolbox that people often overlook, and it's a really creative way to share your screen and interact. A lot of these PowerPoints that folks are creating are interactive like this one, and I think it's just that Muddy Animals is so cute. Tools such as this provide clear visual feedback that can be highlighted based on student ability. Alrighty, and then the next video that Jennifer created for us is a demo on how to use green screens. Now, we did put the materials used. Again, it's in the Green Screen Speech Therapy Facebook group, and she used materials from the Play Spark Toys website. Now, she did invest in this because she is doing this full-time, telespeech full-time, but she's going to tell you some ways that you can find some really inexpensive materials and use what you already have. So let's go ahead and watch that video.
Okay, so now I'm going to show you how I use green screen in therapy. I use this with my non-AAC kids and my AAC kids. I first discovered it back in the summer, I think. There's a group called Play Spark. It used to be Play Spark Toys. She's on Instagram and Facebook. It's a speech pathologist and an OT that work primarily with children with autism that are preschoolers, and they were trying to figure out how they can service their students virtually. So they came up with green screen. It's amazing. I recommend that you follow her page if you're on social media, and also follow the Facebook Green Screen Speech Therapy Facebook page, because there's all kinds of free activities. And if you're thinking, I do not want to go to the trouble of green screen because next year it's going to be fine and we're going to be doing regular therapy again. This has been a huge lifesaver for me. I love it. And I feel like I'm doing more regular therapy this way, but you can do it cheaply. You can go to the dollar store and get a lime green tablecloth for $1 and put it behind you, and that's a green screen. You can get construction paper and tape it up and put it behind you, and that's a green screen. If you go to playsparktoys.com, if you go there, there are tutorials that show you exactly how to set up a green screen, how they started with just the construction paper on the background. So I'm going to show you what my background looks like. This is not my normal background. I have a window with dark blue curtains behind me. But then I purchased the green screen kit from Play Spark Toys because I do teletherapy all the time. So that was a good investment for me. And I also got a photography background holder. That's what my screen looks like, is this. So I have green pockets. They come in a kit, but I also went to Hobby Lobby and got pockets. I've got 2 pieces of felt, and I got the glue. I don't know what it's called, seam stitch or whatever, the glue, and I glued it all the way around the floor, and I put some Velcro on the back, and I can Velcro it to the back, and I have a pocket. So now I can do all kinds of other activities with that pocket. I have found a bunch of freebies. These freebies are on Play Spark Toys. So here's an example of a freebie, and this is getting dressed. You could take symbols, if you have PEC symbols, put your Velcro on there, boom, you've got them on your screen as well. So if you're going to work on put on, take off, what I have 2 bins full of felt things that I have, but you don't have to use felt. We are SLPs. We have all kinds of laminated stuff everywhere. If you have laminated clothes, if you have laminated pictures, put some Velcro on them. Felt, they will attach to felt super easily. So I have food and everything, but you can put your symbol that you're trying to target that day, so the student has the visual, and then you can go through all of those symbols and give them a model and then say what the student needs. So that's for the clothing. You can have all the clothing here, get the bear dress. You can work on eat and do eat whatever you want the student to eat. And my green screen pocket is up a little bit. So I'm going to move it down here to the mouth. And I've got my pocket open, and I'm going to give the bear some pizza. So you can have your picture. You want to target eat today as your core word. You're going to do eat. And then you can have some French vocabulary
Over on the side, you don't even need it on the side. You could have pizza right there, and you could have onion. Okay, a kid's not going to request onion, but you could have pizza and Velcro's on the other side, and you can have onion sticking up there. I'm going to use pizza. So you've got your picture and you've got your felt pieces or your laminated pieces over here on the side. You just have to take them off and put it in the pocket. I still don't have my pocket placed correctly. Obviously, you would place them before your session with the student, but then and my pocket happens to be full, but you can feed the bear the pizza. But the key is going to be, and I don't have any with me today, is using your PEX pictures that already have the Velcro and using that on the back as an activity. And then they have the visual, they can see it, they can do it. Your aide or your teacher or your parent that is there with the student can also see what they're supposed to be doing and put it on. Another thing that you can do, and I do not have a picture of this for a background, is you can screenshot lamp or whatever your child is using, the screen. You can take a picture on your phone, send it to your computer, and put it up as a virtual background or a PowerPoint. And you can have a picture of their screen. If you have a picture of their screen, you can just get, I don't know where my pointer is, here it is. You can get a pointer, and you, obviously this is not a screen again, but you can point on the screen to wherever they're supposed to get. Let's say that this is go. You can hit go, go. It's right here. You're looking for go. And the student can have the pictures of whatever they're supposed to say. You can do that as well. But also on the PlaySpark toys or PlaySpark activity, they have several free backgrounds. So if you just go the basic route of $1 plastic tablecloth at the dollar store, you can also do potato head. I mean, who doesn't do potato head? You can work on your body parts. You can get the put symbol and put it up here, put and the on symbol, get it right here, put on, and then have all your body parts over here on the side. Put on nose. So you're going to get the nose and you're going to put it on. Super basic and easy. I kick myself thinking, why didn't I think about doing this before? But we already have so many toys and felt activities. Another thing that you can do if you just have toys is get like a little green, everything has to be the same color as your background, but you can get like a little tub or a little tin bowl, and you can have it sitting on a table covered by your cloth, and you can put items in there. You can put pictures in there. You can put toys in there, whatever it is. If you don't want to use a pocket, you could use a bucket as well. I hope this helped, but really I cannot stress how much PlaySpark has helped me and how much the Green Screen speech therapy Facebook group has helped, because they have so many ideas and so many freebies. So we're not working so hard creating activities, that it has been so wonderful this year during the pandemic. So I hope that helped, and you guys have fun doing AAC virtually.
All right. Thank you, Jennifer. So what can we take away from this demo? So the things we want you to remember are that for Teams options for the green screen, you can see our telepracticing recording of our session that we did last month on the 29th that's posted in the files here in this team. So we have explained how you can work around that if you really are just excited about the opportunities that green screen provide. A variety of activities can be customized for use with AAC students. So this is just one example. And like Jennifer said, she uses it with a lot of her students, but Today we wanted to show you how you can use it with your higher needs kids, because that can be kind of daunting when it comes to AAC. And sometimes we have, well, quite often we'll have those kiddos that are doing virtual right now due to health problems or risks and things like that. These activities provide an opportunity to demo what skills students are using on their AAC device to parents and teachers. So if you're doing an activity like this, you can record it just like Megan did and show it to the teacher if it was something that they did with their parents while they were virtual, or vice versa. And green screens can be utilized with very minimal cost using materials you already have. Those plastic tablecloths are super cheap at the dollar store. Green construction paper you probably already have in your speech room. So we can really do this at very minimal cost. And now that there's so many pages, if you're one of those people that likes creating them, I mean, Aaron James on our team who presented last month, he has his own group that he creates activities for people. But if you're one of those folks who says, I don't have time to make my own, you're in luck, because there's just a lot out there for you to use that's already been made for you, and a lot of generous speech therapists that just love to share that. So let's see, just a couple more things here. We've got one more video demo. Are we good on time, Rhea, or should we?
No, I think we should just discuss this one.
Yeah.
And really, I can discuss this quickly, Sally.
Sure.
Before we go to questions. So this video is just another demo video. The real difference here in this video is this is an interactive PowerPoint. So when you watch this later, they've actually used these, you can see these little microphones and things. These are actually clickable buttons within a PowerPoint presentation. So they've incorporated animal sounds and things like that into an interactive PowerPoint. So you've already seen a PowerPoint type demonstration. And this is just another example of using it in a little different way. And things that we wanted you to take away from this video. Using visual prompts is sometimes essential for engagement, especially with certain students that we have. And in this video, there are options to scale up or scale down the field of choices. So in the video, I think she has a choice of like 8, that the student is selecting from, but you may only have a field of 2 or 3. So you can edit that accordingly. Some of our typical activities can easily be converted into a virtual activity. And some of these resources already exist. So there are already lots of these interactive PowerPoints out there as freebies or very, very cheap. So again, like Sally said, if you're not one of those people that's really into inventing your own resources, there are tons of things already out there. So what do we want you to, oh, our spacing got messed up. We'll fix that. What do we want you to take away from today? One, services for students who use AAC do not have to be terrifying. So I realize that this is, again, just like last month when we presented on high needs students, these are some of the students that we are generally the most fearful about in working with, because they take a lot of time, they take a lot of involvement, they take a lot of engagement, they take a lot of planning. And that's not going to be any different in virtual world, but we don't have to be terrified to work with them in a virtual format. Many of the same activities we use in face-to-face therapy can be converted to virtual. And like Jennifer Ball mentioned in that green screen video, we can even use materials, manipulatives, things that you already have in your speech room to turn them into a virtual activity. So it doesn't require you to spend a lot of money completely reworking your therapy tools. Spend your time familiarizing yourself with processes of using things such as a green screen or interactive PowerPoint or things like that, instead of wasting all your time creating the materials. And that's just kind of my recommendation. There are lots and lots and lots of these things that already exist. And when you find them, lots of them are free and you can utilize them. But the real skill there is just learning how to interact with those tools. So if you know how to use an interactive PowerPoint, you're going to know how to use basically any interactive PowerPoint that you come across. If you know how to use green screen, you're going to know how to do lots of different activities with green screen. So spend your time in the processes, not the actual, materials, because a lot of those are already available. And if you can have, or you can get permission to record any of your sessions, a lot of these are great videos to use to demonstrate to your teachers or parents, your caregivers, skills that you're working on with your students. So things that they're capable of, things that you want them to be working on in their classrooms and things like that. It's a great way to say, hey, I want you to see what I did today in this video. How can we incorporate this into your class? All right. Questions? While you all are thinking of questions, you can save the date for our next telepracticing session. Note that we're now at the 1 o'clock time, 1 to 2. And then if you're thinking of any questions, there's your QR code for today and Libby's stuff. And she posted in the chat also the form. Feel free to provide comments too, feedback. This is what we do all day long. We help make each other better within our team. So we often have more than one SLP on a session. One of us is auditing a session to get ideas or helping another. So we do this kind of thing a lot.
The examples were wonderful. Thank you all. Just seeing the demos, just to see it happening and to see the real life things that happen, and how, I forget the first one, but how she, was able to work around when the student was lost or distracted. This has been one of your all's best. So thank you. And your takeaways. I like the way you all summarize the takeaways.
Thank you, Libby. Thank you so much. We always are asking ourselves, like, what can we do to make this flow for therapists that watch it, and maybe take away some of the, just it. Not that it. I don't want to use the word intimidating, but it felt that way for me, and I just feel like anything that our folks who are doing it and have been doing it for a while can share, we want to do that. I'm so appreciative of Megan and Aaron and his mother for allowing us to use his example, and then also to Jennifer for sharing some of her tips and tricks.
I did want to add, for those people who are getting ASHA CEUs and wanting a Scantron, you do not fill out another one if you filled out one in January. We only do one Scantron, but you do have to verify your attendance so that we can give you the correct amount of hours in May.
All right. Here's all of our emails from our presenters today. And of course, we're all in the telepractice training and support team, so you can always tag us using the at and our names, and it'll tag us in the message if you have a question or a comment or a thought or a request. No other questions today? All right, Libby, I don't think maybe we have any questions today.
I think everybody just absorbed it today. So thank you. I'm going to stop the recording.